The latest Fox News poll showed that Biden was leading Trump by 2 points, a 5-point swing since March. The poll also found that Biden had a 2-point edge among rural voters. However, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Mr. Trump have criticized the recent survey. Let's take a look at how this denial affects the political landscape.
Marjorie Taylor Greene erupts as Fox News reveals Trump's downward spiral. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene, RGA, erupted Thursday after a Fox News poll showed that President Joe Biden led former President Donald Trump among rural voters. In a poll published Wednesday, Fox News indicated Biden was leading Trump by 2 points, a 5-point swing since March.
Greene, 46, is a political newcomer and previously worked for her family's construction business in Georgia. She was called a future Republican star by former President Donald Trump, whose political style she emulates. According to the article, posted on rawstory.com by David Edwards on June 20, 2024, Marjorie Taylor Greene seemed not to accept the latest Fox News poll that showed that President Biden was leading Trump by a few points. Polls are an indicator. Although they aren't certain, they give an idea about the current status of certain states, and it's better to accept those polls and try to improve one's following in the area. However, Marjorie chose to criticize the poll.
Good evening, I'm Seth Meyers. This is Late Night. We hope you're doing well. And now, if you don't mind, we're going to get to the news. According to a new poll, President Biden has a 2-point lead over former President Trump among young voters, which is great because to him, that's everyone. Former President Trump has reportedly been asking friends and aides if they think he will go to jail, and hopefully they're being as honest as he was when they asked. No, I think you're good.
According to the article posted on WeGotThisCovered.com by Apeksha Bagchi, published on June 20th, 2024, Marjorie's latest criticism comes in the wake of Michigan Democrats allegedly overturning a 70-year-old bill that stops Republicans from saying fraud and conducting unnecessary interference to mess up with the upcoming presidential elections. For years now, Greene has joined the Trump loyalists in beating the drum about President Joe Biden supposedly indulging in voter fraud in 2020 elections to win. So far, apart from getting louder, she has not been able to provide any proof that Biden didn't win fair and square, nor has any American judicial system. The following clip was posted by CNN 1 year ago.
Gabe, I do not consider you an expert on this issue. As a matter of fact, I consider you a major problem. For you to say there were no dead voters in Georgia, there was thousands of dead voters in Georgia. And then the other thing is, you have constantly shilled for this election, and I'm going to tell you, there was blatant outright fraud in the 2020 election. Complete and total fraud. You know it. You absolutely do know it. And I'm going to follow up with one more thing. Trump won Georgia. I know you don't like for me to say that, but I am convinced that he did.
Donald Trump's major blunder has been his attempt to obstruct the democratic transfer of power by encouraging his supporters to oppose the certification of the election in 2021, and his continuous false claim that he won in 2020. Trump's diehard supporters once again see him as the victim of a witch hunt, just as they did during the 2 impeachments he faced. It's because he was taking on a corrupt system, they believe. Trump has used his legal troubles to raise millions of dollars, a large part of which has gone to pay his defense lawyers rather than fund his presidential campaign. Despite this, he has risen in the Republican primaries and could well become the GOP's candidate in the November 2024 election. The following clip was posted 3 years ago that challenges some of the claims made by Mr. Trump.
The president slammed post-election polls that forecast Biden as the favorite as a form of voter suppression and detailed his plans to take his case to court.
We think there's going to be a lot of litigation because we have so much evidence, so much proof, and it's going to end up perhaps at the highest court in the land.
The tirade triggering a backlash, even among some Republicans challenging his baseless claims.
For the president to go out there and claim that without any evidence of that is dangerous.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has been one of the most outspoken loyalists of Mr. Trump. Due to her outspokenness, people have awarded her with many titles, some of which are not so pleasant. However, Marjorie seems to pay little attention to what people say about her. In the following video, the host tells Marjorie some of these titles.
We looked up some words that have been said about you.
Okay.
Crazy, Q-clown, Looney Tune, unhinged, moron.
I've got a few more. Osama bin Karen, a dipstick, a dingbat, a dolt, a dullard, a dimwit, a doofus, a dummy, dumbass. I'm only a third of the way through the D's.
Looks like the average troll in my Twitter feed.
A good argument for misogyny.
We do not condone name calling, although I think some of the names were very creative. Greene's denial of the latest Fox News poll is just an addition to all the strange things she has said over the years. Let's go over some of the statements MTG has made over the years. According to the article published by apnews.com by Brian Slodisco, February 5th, 2021, in 2018, a poorly maintained electrical grid sparked a California wildfire that killed 84 people. In a Facebook post in November of that year, Greene falsely speculated that darker forces were at work. Connecting a series of scattershot points, Greene suggested a bank controlled by the Rothschild family, a utility company responsible for the fire, and the then GOV, Jerry Brown, had a compelling motive to spark the blaze, clearing the path for a high-speed rail project Brown wanted. She also floated the possibility that the fires have been started by lasers or blue beam of light shot down from the space by aliens of Brown who were said to be in the solar energy industry. There are too many coincidences to ignore, she wrote.
Well, there has now been a Facebook post from 2 years ago uncovered where Marjorie Taylor Greene appears to be talking about some kind of secret Jewish-controlled space laser that may be responsible for wildfires. Let's take a look at it. This is from November of 2018, where Greene said, "I'm posting this in speculation because there are too many coincidences to ignore, and just putting it out there from some research I've done."
According to the article published on Newsweek.com on June 15, 2024, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's latest remark about the U.S. Capitol riot on January 6, 2021, sparked a firestorm across social media on Saturday. More than 1,000 rioters have charged about the attack on the Capitol, and Trump currently faces 4 felony counts for his alleged actions surrounding the riot. The former president has pleaded not guilty and claims that the federal case against him is politically motivated. On Saturday, Greene, a Georgia Republican who is a staunch ally of Trump, took to the stage of the Turning Point Actions convention in Detroit to speak about January 6th as she condemned those who shame us for that day. Any Democrat, any person from the mainstream media, and anyone that wants to continue to shame us for January 6th can go to hell, the Congresswoman said as the crowd erupted in loud applause and cheered at the event.
That's right. And any Democrat and any person from the mainstream media and anyone that wants to continue to shame us for January 6th can go to hell.
I mean, this rhetoric is just not normal. These events are not normal.
That's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.